Hey guys, it's Tiny Tom Logan back with another video for you, and I'm doing the live kind of recording thing again. It's not live streaming, it's just basically recording the video directly to YouTube. And again, just so that you know, I'm looking at the camera now because I'm using a webcam which is on top of the screen, and that, when I look there, is when I'm actually looking at myself. Oh, my pretty face. Anyway, right. So, question. Oh, crikey, let me bring the tab up. Question was njallday. And his question was, it was posted on the 6th, because I'm working through slowly. And his posting was, whatever happened to the Orca rig? I've spent some time scanning the channel and I can't find anything. Orca was a rig that I was going to build for myself in a white 600T. And the idea was, with the Orca rig, was as I explained in the previous video, with my my mother that passed. She had this real big love and passion for whales and conservation with whales and all that kind of stuff. She was into the kind of the Rainbow Warrior and Greenpeace and all that kind of stuff, and it has kind of fallen onto me. But anyway, so it's one of the things I want to kind of not make a rig for her as such, but kind of make something that symbolises something that she would have really liked. That, you know, if I'd built it and named it Orca, I know she would have liked it and she would have appreciated it. So it's kind of something like that. It's a strange kind of thing that in my head I need to kind of like work through. Even this many years afterwards, it's still, you know, a very kind of deep and personal thing in my heart. Anyway, so I was going to do the 600T. Now I sent the 600T off to be carbon wrapped, and I was going to white carbon wrap it, kind of like what I did with the Nürburg rig, but it was going to be everywhere, all over the parts on the outside. And if you see the 600T modding guide that I've literally just done, you'll see that you can take all the parts off. But anyway, around the corners and the edge of the case kind of, right, I need to kind of get this, right, the edge of the case kind of curves off a little bit. And then you've got a very big kind of curve right at the very front. And as the carbon was being heated and wrapped around that, it was kind of warping stroke stretching the pattern of the carbon in the film, and it just didn't look right to me. Most of you probably wouldn't have noticed it or anything, but to me it didn't work. So I sacked it off, and sadly, by the time we'd ripped all the stuff off, there was so much glue and it started marking the plastic. Basically just wrote the case off. So the 600T ended up getting jumped on and broken, because whenever I take cases to the local tip, that I end up seeing them at car boot sales or get phone calls from my mates. Have you taken stuff to the tip again? Yes. Oh right, there's computer cases for sale at the car boot, and it's the pikeys, or whatever you want to call them, at the local tip end up taking them out, so I have to smash everything up now to make sure it doesn't end up at a boot sale. But anyway, so 600T went to a boot sale. A boot sale, I got it wrong myself. 600T went to the tip. Sad but true. I wasn't happy with it. And in case you don't know, the lights, all my monitors, all the 3 monitors are lighting my face. Right, so Orca. I was going to leave it there. I've obviously done the interim rig, which is by the side of me at the moment, which is the 500R, and the reason why we called it interim is it was meant to have been a stand-in rig that I chucked together while I made my mind up what I was going to do. I was on a 990X and I had 2011 stuff here, and I wanted to get it used because I wanted to speed up my rendering, so it didn't seem right that I kind of waited months when I could have been rendering faster. So built in interim with Straubs one night. It was a last minute thing, we just wanged it together. Then what I was going to do was, then Orca almost kind of got put to one side, and I'd almost kind of retired the name. And then recently, like within the, because I was going to use an 810, NZXT switch 810, and I was going to paint the black bit. I was going to pick out some touches inside, and I was going to kind of maybe go with a white and a red theme. that was until probably early this week, end of last week, when the Orca name got mentioned again, and I thought that I could maybe possibly bring that theme back with the 810, and it would have been kind of a bolting thing. Now I have got parts coming. I'm only waiting for a few things actually. There's some stuff coming over from Taiwan, which has just been featured at Computex, and the reason why they exist is because I asked for them so long ago to be made, and they finally got done. They've sorted it all out. But anyway, and now this is the reason why I decided I picked this question up, because this is something that we can all discuss, and it's something that I don't mind discussing with you, and I'd very, very much like your feedback. I was very much set on using the NZXT Switch 810 because I can literally just stick a 360 in the roof, I can stick a 240 in the floor, I can kind of bolt everything in. There was lots of other kind of little bits that I wasn't sure about, wasn't sure whether I was going to use a bay res, wasn't sure whether I was going to rip all the optical bays out altogether and put a tube res up the front. There was lots of things there that I didn't know what I wanted to do. That was until the case that can't be mentioned turned up, and I'm gonna, when I say the case that can't be mentioned, move all this stuff out of the way. So, the case that can't be mentioned. Literally up until this turned up, I was going to use the Switch 810. Mainly because with the 810 I can bolt radiators in real easy. Would have been just, yeah. I probably am going to end up doing a modding guide with this case. I should have done it really with the Trooper, but a couple of little tiny touches have been changed on this, and I quite like it. But the problem is I've put this on the side, and it's now got my nerd juices, my creative juices. I really, really like this juices flowing quite freely. There was chit chat about me remaking the Nürburgring rig with this case, and it was something that had been discussed with Cooler Master directly. It was just something that come up at I-45. They sent it to me anyway for a review because they know how kind of passionate I am with my white cases. But yeah, so essentially it wasn't kind of set in stone. It was definitely going to get regular use on the website anyway. But then it turned up, and it's growing on me far too quickly, to the point where this now has got me thinking about Orca again in such a big way. It's unbelievable. There is quite a bit of little things that I'd want to do to it. I'd very much, obviously I'm not going to end up painting it or anything like that, but there's quite a few little touches that I want to do to it. I've had thoughts about carbon film, not on the outside I might add, but kind of touches and making things tidy on the inside, and trying to make things, you know, very, very kind of clean and crisp. And yeah, like I said, there's so much that this thing's made me look at and go, oh, could do that, oh, could do that. And I don't want to give anything away too much yet. But if I was to say to you guys, which I need to remember to look at the camera. If I was to say to you guys, in fact, if I do this, I can't see myself now, so I'll look at the camera. So if I was to say to you guys, if I was going to use the case that couldn't be mentioned, or the NZXT Switch 810, what case would you use and why? Bearing in mind that I am going to be water cooling this, and bearing in mind that I do still need to put my my personal touch on it a little bit as well. Now there's things, like I said, that I can do to both, but I really don't know which way to go. So njallday on the forums, he's actually quite new actually. He's only got 61 posts. I don't know when he joined. Let me have a look. He's been a member since he joined on the 1st of April, so he is quite a new user. So hopefully that kind of answers your question, fella. It's quite a complex question, or quite a complex answer when you think about it. But yeah, that's kind of where I am with this at the moment, and I will be talking about this case very much in depth when I'm allowed to. But I've got a funny feeling I might need to make the videos for it now, because I don't think I can wait till the 19th. When's the 19th? It's actually a week Tuesday. I'm definitely going to have to make the videos for this beforehand and have them sat ready, because I've got a feeling by the 19th things might have already started on this. But I don't think that's going to cause too many problems, but we'll just have to see. So that is the answer to the question, and it also kind of pumps a question back out to the community as well, both on the forums, on Facebook, and obviously to you all in YouTube land. So yes, now as I'm recording this live, it is actually quite difficult for me to end the video, because I have to press stop on this screen, which means I kind of have to focus on it, and at the same time I need to kind of say goodbye. So this is Tiny Tom Logan with another video for you. Get my mouse out. Here we go. Right. Out. That didn't work, did it? Right, we'll try again. See, I'm not a gamer. Out!